Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to make a video about building outposts. Right here I'm asteroid mining. Before we get into the outpost stuff, this is just a kind of an overlooked way to get resources, I think. Mainly, water, iron, stuff like that. I got a little bit gold on that one. So if you just need some raw resources and you haven't got into outposting or just don't have the credits, just buy them. I mean, honestly, sometimes it's easier just to go and buy all your resources, but if you want to go out and collect some from asteroids, that's a great way to do it. And before we get to the outpost, I'm going to show you something here. When you build an outpost on a planet, here in a second, I think I'll show you the land map of it. Yeah, this is me just scanning the planet to look for where, resources and stuff. Okay, here's me leaving after I built one, and this is what it looks like on the land map. You'll look over and you'll see your outpost, and you can name your outpost. I haven't named it. This is just best outpost 1. And when you look at the planet map, you can see it on the planet, and when you go out to the solar system, you'll see that little outpost building looks like a bunker. And if you leave this map like into the galaxy map, if you're having trouble finding them, you just look for that bunker right there. Like I said, you might be new to outposting, you may not. It might just be, stuff you already know. But that's how you can find any outpost you build on any planet. Just look for that bunker sign. Okay. And then we'll go to the solar system, and they have some pretty good resources on a couple planets: iron, aluminum, helium. I think there's even a few planets with some cobalt and nickel for manufacturing isocentric magnets. Yeah, I go to IO. I think I have some iron here, but I can't scan it. I'm too far away. I think I'm limited to about 30 light years scanning wise. Have to forgive the editing on here. Sometimes it's a little bit choppy, but now I'm just scanning it from orbit and it shows the resources. So iron, helium. I always try to land like right between where there's two resources, so I can always try to mine more than one. So I tried to get some of these loading screens out as best as I could, but they're still in here. Sorry about that. Okay. And all I do here, I hop in the buggy here in a second. Just run out of the ship here.
Yeah, what is it?
This is the Kepler S, I believe. Pretty nice free ship if you do the main quest line. Well, you don't necessarily have to get it, it's a side quest. I just jump in the buggy here and I start scanning for resources and looking for resources. And, when you're scanning, you can see like individual rocks, but you can also look at the ground and it'll show you where the mineral deposits are underground. Again, I'm not sure how new you are to the game or not, but if you've never done this before, you look around and it'll show it. It's either, well, on this planet it's either going to be iron or helium. See, there's helium vent right there. You can physically get that, but you can't mine that with an actual outpost. Yeah, forgive my driving. I'm horrible with this thing, but it's kind of fun on a low-gravity planet. You'll see the color change, like right over there. That looks like iron. Yes, that's iron. You scan that, hop off here and just plop down an Outpost Beacon. That's what I do right here. I just plop down a beacon, but since I like taking over ships, you'll have to excuse me. I run off and take over the ship. If you want to skip ahead to back where I'm starting to actually work on the outpost, it's at 8 minutes 32. I should have the links in the description for that, where you can skip through the video for certain topics you want to look at. But this is me just showing how you set your extractor. It has to be on a resource vein and all that. like I said, here in a second, if you want to skip ahead, there's just skip ahead. I think it's 8:32. I'm not going to comment on doing this. I'm just going to be raiding the ship real fast.
Things I would do if I had power like that. We are a miracle, are we not?
Welcome back after that short break. Okay, I'm back to the Outpost Beacon. Now we're going to actually set up a mining operation to mine some iron. There's my little dinky ship right there that I just stole. Okay. There's some more places you can go look around at. Like, there's lots of stuff, especially on these planets. You can go look around and find stuff, even some just random missions that miners give you sometimes, or whoever assigns outposts. And it's usually just go fight some Ecliptic or something. But okay, now we're setting up an extractor. See, as you see the color change on the ground, that's a iron vein, so it has to be on that vein. I'm just using a regular extractor. I might use a solar dome here. I'm not sure if they're available when you first start the game. I think there's some research you have to do build the solar domes. But the solar array works. You just have to build more of them for power. You see on that the bottom right there, you see the cargo crew needed power, total power. You always have to have enough power to power your extractors, and I guess there's some later on in the video I'll show you an animal husbandry farm where you actually can raise organic resources from animals. It also makes a great XP farm if you want to do that, by just killing the animals. But now I'm wiring this. You just click these, hit wire, and you're sending power to your extractor now. And then now I have both these extractors going to the storage unit. So they're both filling that storage up at 3.5 iron a minute is my production rate. Now this is a cargo link. You can use these to ship resources between outposts on the same planet or in the same system between planets. Now if you're not in the same solar system, you can use an intersystem cargo link, but that's a little bit more involved. It requires having a resource, having access to helium. I'm going to build a landing pad with a ship builder. That's very important. That gives you access to all your ships. You can actually get on this pad and change your ship. So like say you have a hauler ship you want to pick up all your resources with, or say you want to take off here and go, do some pirate bounty missions or something, you can switch to a fighter ship, for, a better to do that with, more maneuverable, whatever. You'll see. You can even buy ships from this and modify your ships right out of here. It's just generic parts and stuff you get. But yeah, I just switched back to my Kepler S. It has a bigger cargo, and bam, it's right here. And I think you have to, there's some research stuff to be able to build those, but it's definitely worth the grind. Now, I'm going to link up my iron here. I'm going to show you that it is receiving iron. My extractors are putting it in there. Okay, 2%, so about 8. I'm going to link it. It's called an output link. And there's a few different ways you can create output links, but just go to the unit and hold X and give you that. Now that's going to the output of the cargo link. Okay. Now I don't have another cargo link on any other planet, so I can't link this to anything. But after I'm done here, I actually go, I think it's Mercury, and build some. I don't know what I was doing right here. It's paused. I don't know. I was thinking about something. Now this is the other planet. It's not the smoothest skip, but I'm basically just left. Now I'm going to go look for another outpost with some better resources. Actually, I think I get helium and aluminum here. And same thing, just run around, turn the scanner on, find some resources. Like I said, this video probably could have been done a lot quicker than an hour, but you see, if you watch the whole thing, there's a few little other things I do in the meantime. Some area, things off in the distance and stuff. Points of interest, I guess. Okay, now this one has aluminum and helium in one spot, right? So, that's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Okay, just build an outpost beacon. Boom. And over here it shows you what you can actually build, helium and aluminum. If there was no helium in this area, I could not build a helium extractor. So it's kind of, basically saves you from building stuff that you can't even use. Now I'm just using these solar domes. Fuel generators are really nice, but it requires a lot of helium. So we're not going to do that because it takes a lot of helium. So I'm just building a small storage for these. Just for showing you. Cargo link. Now I'm going to build 2 cargo links here. And on one of these I have the output for the aluminum, but I don't know why I did that. I actually change it later on because I don't want to send the aluminum to where I have the iron. I actually want to send the iron here where I have the aluminum, which you'll see later in this video. And now I'm just linking up my power to my storage. I'm going to build another cargo link. And I actually tried making another video where I show the use of an inter-cargo link, but my Xbox refused to record, so I lost all that footage. But I could still pop up and show what I have set up later, but that'll probably be a little while. Okay, so I think this is I'm going to link these up. You just click on your cargo link. It's going to show the outpost you're connecting to and IO for Mercury. But it makes no sense to actually swap iron and aluminum because you need iron and aluminum to make, my mind's blank, but it's, there's some resource you make with them that you kind of need. And I'll show you here later in the video. My mind's pulling a blank on it, but it's a commonly used material when you're building stuff in outposts. Here's actually what I'm going to do is sending helium, which I don't really have to. I'm just showing you this is what you can do. I'm going to be sending helium to the other outpost where my iron is, and sending iron from here. Okay, so from 2 different planets. Like I said, I have helium on the other planet, which I could actually mine and just ship to that outpost. But this is just showing you. There's a sharp cut right there. My video recording ran out of time on the Xbox at an hour. But I was just showing you the ship landing. And this is where I realized that you probably don't need to be shipping aluminum back. So I built a storage container for my iron. Yeah, just a regular or a large storage container. I think when you first start off, you can only build small storage containers. There's a few outpost skills that you have to level up, but I believe it's been a while since I first started a new character. So then I'm going to run this output. So this is iron going to this storage. Okay. And then, do I build a fabricator now? I think I do. And I see, oh, there's my aluminum up there. So change that. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be shipping aluminum away. I don't know why I did that. I kind of was just linking stuff up without thinking. You just put that on there, highlight it, hold X, deletes the link. Now, I'm going to create a fabricator. And this is going to make adaptive frames. Adaptive frames, which are very commonly used when manufacturing output, fabricators and other stuff for outposts. And even some upgrades for your weapons and armor and stuff. Ships, not ships, but so I need iron, aluminum, and power. So I need to take this, link it to the fabricator, link that to the fabricator, and then I just need power because it's not manufacturing nothing yet. It doesn't have the resources going to it yet, and it doesn't have power. I'm going to link here, send it some power since I have plenty of power. Now it's powered up, but it still hasn't manufactured nothing because there's no iron in this one. I know there's a lot of running around I do. I just do this to show, kind of like how things are moving and that it is actually working, okay? So you go up here, there's no iron here because as soon as iron gets dropped off here, it immediately goes into the storage container, which is actually sending it immediately to the fabricator, okay? So as soon as this ship lands, see, I have 24 iron helium outgoing, or 24 iron incoming. As soon as this lands, it drops off the iron. That iron immediately goes into the fabricator and the storage unit. Unless it's all backed up. If it can't take anymore, then it'll start backing up into the cargo link storage. But that's a different thing. See, nothing there, but it did go through it. Okay. It just sends it to the end of where you have the output link at. Okay. So there's some in there. Of course, that has iron, aluminum, but one came into here and you made a couple adaptive frames with it. Now, right in here, it looks like my bottleneck's going to be aluminum, but that's basically how you run a fabricator. And you can fabricate adaptive frames, isocentric magnets, reactors, not reactors, but fuel rods. Okay. Now here in a minute, I think I go on another little detour and I go hunt down some Ecliptic here in a minute. And if you don't want to watch that, you can skip ahead to about 29:44 But like I said, all those are in the links to skip through the video wherever you want to see it. Uh, but uh, but yeah, that's how you set it up. You know, you have to have your extractors, power to the extractors. Extractors going to your storage. If you're going to be fabricating, then your storage going into your fabricators. And if you want to take your output from the fabric, I don't show it in this video, I don't think. Anything that's made from a fabricator has to go into a storage unit called a warehouse. Yeah, see, and that iron's coming from IO. This is what I'm showing here, going to Mercury. And if I had an intersystem, I could actually have stuff from Lunera, which you'll see that outpost being built at the end of this video. It's more complicated. It actually is an animal farm, so you actually have to have some skill points in animal husbandry, I believe, to be able to actually raise animals. I actually made it first, but I've shown it last. Okay, now I'm going to go have some fun with some Ecliptic. Like I said, if you want to skip ahead, go ahead. And I'll probably won't voice over this anymore. I'll just let this go through as the gameplay, and I'll be back when I'm done. Hey, thanks for watching. We're back here. Now, there's also neodymium on this planet, which it actually doesn't show it from orbit. I'm going to use a power, and this might be a kind of ruining some of the storyline for some people, but you do get these powers, and one is called Elemental Pull. And what it does, well, as you can see, it pulls elements right out of the ground and into your inventory. Okay? That's how that works. That's pretty cool. Very easy to get over encumbered, but all you have to do is just run along a planet and just pop that power off, and you can just suck up resources. Okay, so kind of a spoiler if you haven't played through the main storyline, but if you have, it's actually kind of a useful power. At first, when you get it, it's like, that's kind of not good, but it comes in handy. It's kind of like phase time. When you first get phase time, it's kind of like the worst power ever. It's like, well, how, what? But then once you max it out, it's like the most overpowered skill ever. But okay, let's get back to Outposts. I think I'm going to just run to my ship. I'm pretty well done showing you these outposts. I get on this ship and I'll actually cut to my next outpost here, but I'm just going to run around here and empty some stuff in my inventory. So, into the ship, and then we'll get back to the other outpost at the end here. So, and then it's probably like half an hour just messing around with that first outpost. I would have just been quicker just to run right here, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, well, if you want to watch this, I just go on here, empty my stuff in the ship's inventory. If not, you can skip ahead. Like I said, it's in the description to, I think it's driving around, scanning resources. It's a 33-minute mark, I believe, so, alright.
How are you today?
Engines ready. Waiting on your word, Captain.
Hell of a view from here.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm really loud on here. But just give us a minute to go through all our stuff here. Just unloading any excess inventory. Run out of here. Like I said, this is a really not a very good area to drive around in the buggy.
Yes.
Especially when you have driving skills like mine. But main point I'm doing mainly is going to be scanning organic resources from plants and
Let us
animals,
see how they have arranged themselves.
and see if I can farm any of them. And you see, and also just inorganic resources, iron, whatever, nickel, boron, fluorine, chlorine. And then you scan these also tell you where it's at, what resource it gives you. Once you completely do it, it says if you can farm it or not. That one's complex, you can't farm that one. Not in this planet anyway. And I run around here for a few minutes, scanning all this stuff. But also, if you complete a scan on a planet 100%, you get a survey, you can sell that survey data. Depending on who you sell it to, it can be a significant amount of credit. So it's kind of an incentive to scan planets, but I usually scan gas giants and stuff, gives you 100% of every time, just one scan. Moons are pretty quick to scan. Just one of them passive things you could just do when you first go into a system. But I'm just running around scanning all these plants. I just want 100% everything I can and see if I can figure something. Okay, what do we got here? There we go. Okay. Yes, and there's these big lovely animals running around.
Do you see anything useful?
Yeah, I'm just running around scanning stuff with the buggy, which before they introduced the buggy, I mean, honestly, it's actually pretty handy. Not so handy in forests and stuff and really hilly, rocky areas like this, but it's a lot faster than manually running on the ground. Even boost packing, unless it's a really low grav planet, still takes forever. And of course, you could drive better than me. I'm kind of not the most efficient driver in this game, but that's besides the point. You can cover a lot of ground really quickly, is the point. And basically, I'm just looking around here. Again, like I said, I'm just finding something that I can raise. Because the other farms I've showed so far in this video are inorganic. Chlorine, aluminum, not chlorine yet, helium, aluminum, iron, inorganic. Farm organic stuff, you have to raise plants or animals, which is a little bit more involved. Even more involved than running an inter-system link, because you need power, water, storage system. For some odd reason, I decided to build an outpost on the seal side. See, scan, bam, 100%. It says right there, outpost production allowed. So, I can actually raise those little aliens, and it shows you everything that's on this plot. There's benzene, chlorine, and water. So, in that top left-hand corner, it tells you everything. Benzene, water, paper, and then also the water extract. Hillsides are kind of a pain because getting stuff at the right height, you'll see when I build a building here in a minute. But yeah, I'm just trying to find a spot to build everything here. Decided we're going to make chlorine and water. We definitely need water because we're going to be raising some organic resource membrane. So we need water for that. So there's the chlorine. Now I think I'm just going to use an extractor. I think that's what I end up doing here. And I just put it right there. It doesn't really matter as long as I can build it. You haven't noticed there's these things crawling around everywhere. They're kind of large little alien creatures that might try to chew on you if you don't pay attention while you're building this stuff. So I take care of one or two of them here, I think. Yeah, which you can get organic resources from these guys too. And XP, you know. And also when you, if you're just landed on a planet, like talking about scanning stuff, if you kill the animals or harvest from a plant, it automatically counts that as one scan. So there you go, 59 XP. I'm actually building one of these farms that I'm about to do, especially when you get a lot of creatures spawned, is an excellent way to farm XP. Okay, I'm up on this rock. I should be safe now. It has a big commercial water extractor. Like I said, I'm just using everything that when you first start off in the game, you should have access to on this one. So, solar array, I'm not using the solar dome. Could, but, and like I said, it has wind turbines, wind turbine advanced, you know, all these lights and stuff. But I'm just, on this outpost, I'm just going to show you, you know, the basic stuff that you will have access to without doing any research. I think I used some large storage systems, which I don't know if you have access from the beginning of the game or not. You might have to do some research on those. But I'm just putting power close to what I need to power. And I usually go overboard with the power because you never know what you need to add. There's storage for gas, and then I'll need a storage for liquid. Yeah, I ended up putting a large one there, but again, just to demo how this works, it doesn't really matter what size this is. That's some big industrial monsters. You really need reactors if you're going to be running those things. Transfer container, I don't know if I build one because it's really only if you have your ship on this area does it come in handy. Okay, here's the husbandry facility. And it requires power, but it also requires, for the membrane, water. And I think fiber. I think that's the one thing I actually don't have on my person, because you can't use that out of the ship. And here's another thing. I built a warehouse, but I don't think it's a warehouse since it's organic material. I think you just use solid storage. I ended up fixing this in another video that I lost. But things that are fabricated, you have to use a warehouse for. But organic and inorganic, it's solid. So I kind of messed up on that, but I catch it when I come back here to actually make it an operating outpost. Here I'm just going to make an actual building. Here's an airlock, and this is where I was talking about on a hillside. It's kind of a pain. You're going to build into the hillside like that. You're going to have to make it high enough so you don't butt into the hillside and get an error like I am. So I'm going to have to delete this. see I go a little bit higher and then it connects. That's it. There's a reason I put this at the end of the video. This is actually the first one I filmed, but I figure this is a little bit more involved overall, and you do need to have certain skills unlocked and researched for raising inorganic, like animals, aliens. So, but if you want to know how it's done, this is how you do it. And I'm just setting up a building, which you can put a bed in. You can also build a, I won't show it on film, but you can also build a workstation, and you can actually put miners or farmers here, like people, like your crew, and it'll boost, your production rate or various, boost you get from putting crew members on that post. So here I just spend a few minutes just going up different various things, trying to add on here. I think there's really only one way to do this, but it's the square military hat, but I cycle through all of them, just make sure what different ones connect, which ones don't connect. So like I said, there's should be some stuff in the description to skip back and forth here, but there's not much. Threat removal. I do some outpost management with some turrets and stuff. That should be in the description, but like I said, and I could also add a building going downhill. I didn't go that direction, but I could go downhill and build. It'd just be tall off the ground. I'm just going to build a workbench just out here somewhere. I could technically put it in a building, but I have to walk and go to the building. So I'm just going to build it randomly. I think I put it in front of the warehouse. And then I can't remember what them creatures are called. They already killed one of my little pets there, that I'm raising. So this is when I think about security here for a minute, and I build a couple turrets. So yeah, there's different turrets: ballistic turrets, laser turrets, tick turrets that go back and forth. I just built a basic ballistic turret. I don't have the resources to build the really nice security bots, but I think I'm missing titanium and tungsten or something for those. But I just built some turrets here. You see they can definitely take out aliens. But yeah, as that just took that one guy out. But then the aliens will start attacking the turrets. But okay, now after I've done all that, I'm going to start linking up power to stuff. Start making things work. You just click on a wire. Hold A, hit wire. Gonna wire that turret. I think I have enough power from here to wire the other turret. That way they have power. What about an output link? I think I'll power the chlorine next. I think I might move this power supply somewhere else since the chlorine's powered. Yeah, don't forget to link it to your storage, because the actual extractors, I think it'll extract up to like 15 units or something, and then it just stops. Same thing with the storage units. Once your storage unit gets full and it backs up into your extractor, it stops producing. So it's best to go more storage. You can always delete your storage later and you get the resources out of it. Like this solar array, if I just delete it, all the resources I used to make it get put back in my inventory. So if you need something and you're short on something, look around on your outpost, and if there's something you can delete that you don't need right now to build something else, you can do that. So now, yeah, power, fiber, water. I do not have fiber in my inventory, so I actually do not show on video this actually working. But as as soon as I put fiber in it, it will start producing membrane. But now I'm just going to clean up these little critters.
Hey, be careful not to point that thing.
Keeping my farm animal. But yeah, that's it. And this ain't the most complicated, farm or outpost. There's people that, have videos out there how to make, your, I got XP for my own farm, your fuel rods and all that stuff. And really expensive material you can sell. On this planet, there's animals that give me metabolic agent and toxin. I just have to go find them and scan them, and then I can do that. And I can't pull resources from the ship to add here because I have to physically add it to it. Whereas even if you're like 1,000 meters away from your ship, when you're building an outpost, you can pull the resources from your ship. Again, I'm not sure how familiar you are with that, but that's how it works if you're new to the game. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. I still got a few more minutes here. There's a few things I'll show you. I still don't think a warehouse is what I need. I think it's storage, and then I put the fiber in there, and then I can feed that into that and have a constant production of membrane. Which I think you use membrane for certain gas extractors, and I think some spacesuit mods. Like I said, I'm just demonstrating this video. It's not nothing I really need in the game. But I think I finished powering up some turrets and build some more turrets here and repair them because they actually can get damaged. When they get attacked by aliens or even pirates or Ecliptic. Yes, Ecliptic and pirates, especially if you're near like a point of interest to have them in there, can attack your outpost. So, yeah, interesting. But it does happen. It does happen. Repair that guy. Give him power because he's not powered up. Still functions, but I don't think he functions good. And yeah, you have the wire and the power. I think I moved this solar array here, or solar dome. Big solar array. Power these two guys, or I built another one. I can't remember. Yeah, because I'm just doing this voiceover after the fact. I record this on Xbox.
Decided to upgrade.
So not quite. Probably should have done this on Twitch and record. It might have been easier to put a voiceover, but I just hope the sound comes out pretty good. I've been having issues with my sound when I render this stuff. But yeah, I'm just adding some more turrets to kind of just keep some of them big guys away from the outpost. But they help, and they'll actually kill. Like I said, they'll get rid of Ecliptic and pirates too. But I like having the actual attack, like the big security robots, like that walk around. They're a little bit more powerful. And they're not stationary, they're mobile, so they can walk around the entire outpost. Here I'm adding sanitation mini-bots, I believe I add those because it increases inorganic resources by 10%. So I build 1 or 2 of those, and you can see my production rate going up. That's another thing you can do. You can also build some that'll actually increase your total power, So, and these are things you get extra access to by, I think it's Outpost Management, or one of them skills that you can build bots. But yeah. Here I'm just going to manufacture something, but it doesn't work out because I'm actually short another material I need. But yeah, positron battery, which you can actually manufacture at an outpost and bulk manufacture those and sell them. All this stuff here, you can bulk manufacture at an outpost. And then take it and go sell it to vendors for a lot of credits. Yeah, see, I was missing, I think, one titanium or something. So, yeah, little details. But yeah, looks kind of messy, but that's how it's all wired up. I got my chlorine. Would have my farm working, have my water working. I had some fiber, which I think there's a plant on this planet. If I really went and scanned all of them, that I could probably farm and get fiber and have a self-sustaining farm for membranes or any other toxin or whatever. And there's our little Fluffy, our space Fluffy. Yep. And that's where we're getting membranes from. So, yep. And as you see, it's not making nothing because I'm short one resource it needs. But just fiber, all I have to do is just go get fiber, add it to it, and it will start making some membrane. So, yeah, I kind of messed up on that, on this demonstration, but it's basically ready to go. What do I do? I think I go show you some inside stuff here in a minute. Oh yeah, here's the skills. There's geology, outpost engineering, special projects, planetary habitation, botany, that's where you can raise your plants, and zoology, this is all the stuff for zoology. So yeah. I think a lot of these medical supplies, especially like the performance enhancement stuff, need some organic resources. Some, I think, toxin, I believe. I think AMP is one that needs toxin. I can't remember. I haven't made a bunch of AMP in a while, but you know, AMP's good, especially red AMP. Once you get the formula for it. Okay, I'm just going to build like a bed and some basic stuff inside, but you can do a lot of stuff in these buildings. Storage, chests, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, fancy, all that cool stuff. I should have shown y'all putting, but I didn't think about it, assigning a crewmate here. But you can definitely assign crewmates to Outpost. It'll give you a boost to either your power production or power or your production rates and all that stuff. So I think some even lower the requirements for manufacturing things. See, I had fiber in my ship. I had 48 fiber. I just don't have on my person. So anything on an outpost, if you're building it like that, has to have it inside of it. It has to be there directly on the outpost. It can't come from your ship inventory. So like when you're running the Fabricator with aluminum and iron, you can't pull the aluminum and iron out of your ship's inventory. So all I had to do is just go to the ship, grab some fiber, bring it physically back here, and I could have ran that membrane production facility. But I think you get the gist of it. Here's your mannequins. You can put your armor here, decorate them, you know, put your excess spacesuits, display cases for your weapons or armor. Here's a backpack stand. I think I demonstrate how to use one of these. You know, you can just put the stand in a corner, put your, you know, jetpacks there, your backpacks, you know, extra stuff like that. Awesome. Yep, just to re-equip that, but that's how that works. And then you have a nice little outpost out in the middle of nowhere with a great view. Aggressive alien running around wanting to tear your face off. But hey, look at that fog in the background. That looks so awesome. yeah, and that's pretty well. The only thing I don't go over again is the inter-system cargo links, but they're pretty straightforward. And thank you for watching, and have a great day.
I appreciate you taking the wheel.